Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So first of all, the app services are completely but totally middleware and as well as completely development platform. And it is as per Microsoft, it is from .NET, maybe Java SDK, maybe Python, any other language are supported by Microsoft, as well as some analytics platform included that portion of the app services part, along with service plan, service resources, and multiple service categories, along with VNet and along with service contingency part that were related to IAS part as well as PaaS environment. And this PaaS environment related to our DevOps environment also. According to a repository, that there is completely applications and other part connected to the DevOps, and whatever changes make in particular DevOps repository or in DevOps code, that is continuously affected in our application as well as application internal structure, as well as customer requirement, as well as step-by-step requirement of some upgradation and customization part also. So app service, first we for app service, first we'll have to create one resource group. Anything is required, just this type here, app services, either app service, anything or other. Here also can create app services.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Create an web application, resource group, PG app already create, web app name. This is, there is the option main. This is code based. Okay, and if you if you will use Docker container, then we convert it to Docker container with letters through Kubernetes and other related to the DevOps part. We'll use the Docker container part also. Okay, so here we will use actually the code based part, code only for code. And so the runtime stack, that is .NET 5, .NET Core, anything, Java, Node.js, anything. As per that, I have already discussed to you. That is Python, Java, SDK, ASP.NET. So just to inform that, I take only .NET Core 3.1 LTS, operating system Windows, that is in East US. Not finding any app service plan. That means we transfer it to Central US also. That we have to check Central US. Plan is East US, NAPP, okay. It is East US plan. Only only I am taking standard plan. That is standard or change size. Here is, that is the 1 GB memory, that is dev test only, not in. Just a moment, I am describing step by step basically. So this is for dev environment and testing environment. Okay. This is for production environment. I am going to take, there is a dev and test environment. Okay, only small parts. Additional pricing tier is also available. That is 100 ACU, 1.75. That is standard one. There is S1 plan, S1, S3, multiple plan. Whatever you want to add any application or any app service. So first you have to create one app service plan. After that, you will create the app and other part. And accordingly, you will set up the network According to set up the total additional inbound and outbound rule and inbound and outbound access for that particular app service. So this is the premium plan, and this is the standard plan. As per your project requirement and as per your structure requirement. So transfer it to dev test. Just I will take shared infrastructure or 1 GB memory or 1 GB total AC, that is B1 plan, that is basic plan. Select B1. Just click apply. Take time.
Yeah, here I didn't get this app service plan and what is the relation between app web app?
Especially you have to choose your app service plan because costing cost involvement is there, no? Otherwise, how can you identify this app service is app services configuration and is a spec picker. This is for dev test, production, and advanced level in production environment. That is why I mentioned. That is why I am showing this portion only. This is only dev test environment. So, and this is for production environment.
Yeah, no, that I got it. We have different test and
different plan as per your requirement, as per your application structure requirement.
Yeah, no. My question was, if already we have region, price tier, and VMs, then why this app service plan is required?
No, VM is a completely PaaS environment. No VM is involved.
Yeah, so that means app service plan will be there predefined configuration.
Predefined configuration that managed by Microsoft.
Yeah, managed by Microsoft. And it will be based on some predefined tiers where it will be there some predefined configuration. We need to select one of them as per our project requirement,
and then project requirement and as per your environment, either UAT or production.
Okay. Now here, actually, yesterday we were discussing one of the question and that 1 hour automatically disconnected. At the time, I was asking the same question. Okay, my question was this key. This is the development solution plan course, and mostly PaaS is available, and Microsoft is already providing the infrastructure level VMs, OAS, everything. Then why this create VM is there included in this model?
Actually, it's only for knowledge purpose. Only for knowledge. Sometimes
but it is there already in fundamental course also, right?
Yes, fundamental course and as well as what is VM and
my only concern is if already Microsoft is going to handle the VMs and OS level, then why this create VM is there? Is there will it be used any later for the developer?
Later for the development, that this is a basic code, a basic overview course. And if you want to install any DB or any particular DevOps pipeline to your another server, not using any PaaS environment, so that is why it is only it is a complete information service given by Microsoft. As per your knowledge, basically completely knowledge base. Otherwise we use maximum serverless or serverless or PaaS environment. PaaS environment in this particular paper. And sometimes included
like in web apps, it will not bother about any infrastructure or
any VM
or anything, right? No. But why the create VM was there? Actually, I didn't get.
Create VM, that is Microsoft curriculum. That is Microsoft curriculum. We have to follow us. Nothing. So dev test, select B, apply this portion.
Yeah, in the top we can we go from top at least once? I could not see properly. Sorry, you were creating at the time. So research group we need to create. Then we need to give some name for the web app instance.
Azure websites.net is under.
So this name is the actual web app name.
App name, web application app with extension name.
Okay, so this
application
extension we cannot change. It is by
No.
default, right?
by default.
Okay.
Right.
And then publish. This publish means either we can do through code or Docker container.
Or either code, either Docker container.
So
So
this,
here we see the code.
yeah. So
So this is
here
Docker
code
container
means,
with
I mean to say, if code means we need to select from the runtime stack, yeah, .NET or Java, whatever it is.
Java, whatever your
Yeah.
requirement,
Let's say
whatever your platform,
yeah.
programming platform.
Okay. Let's say I select Java, and if I do the selected code as a publish, so I mean to say I need to write, and I selected operating system Windows. So I need to write some my predefined Java code into this web app.
Yes. Yes.
So then
You have to
it will,
select.
or .NET. Let's say .NET also I selected. Then I need to predefine some write some code
Yes.
based on the
Yes.
whatever the web app I'm creating. For that I need to write complete Java code or complete .NET
Java
code,
code or complete
so that I
ASP.NET
can
code,
deploy,
because
right?
it's a backbone. I am creating the backbone.
Yeah.
Really
So
backbone.
this create web is nothing but just to create a backbone, but actual code is not there yet.
Actual code will be available in either Docker container or either in DevOps. You have to connect through the API, either API
Yeah,
or
right.
either CI/CD, CI/CD pipeline.
Okay.
Whatever changes,
Now,
whatever changes you will make in that particular repository, or any code level or any version level changing, version code or any version changes. So that changes will affect our application level. That is in our app. So that is why we have to fix up our particular programming language, what backbone we will use in future, or in particular present project. That we have to define first. Then you transfer one by one to connect it through API, either microservice, either DevOps, either CI/CD pipeline, step by step.
yeah, but here only this need to just understand the basic overview. See, this create web app, we are just creating a background web app here. Okay, that name, whatever the name, with the respective run stack or Java, whatever the region we are
I'll
giving.
show you
Okay,
how you through how you will connect, how you will deploy. That I will show you, no problem.
Okay. Let's say let's say I am using Java, then I can have my own Java code to log in my page,
Java code
and
in
that
your
we can
particular
deploy it
repository.
in here this web app, correct? That is
Yes.
useful.
And this is the
Okay,
web
we
app
will
name
see
only, but
the
in
next.
internal code, it is only for supported language code that you have to follow in future, in future through your repository. So your repository will connect through that particular web app site or through web app API.
Yeah.
That I'll
So
show
if
that.
got it, you will show anyway in the next columns, right?
Okay.
Now my only doubt is here in publish code or Docker container. Sorry,
Docker
container.
see, whatever Docker
So
container,
this,
if I select a Docker container, okay. So if I select Docker container, so that we have to publish to Docker container. So either are published to Docker container, the code and other connected part is also will be available in that particular Docker container. Either code, either Docker container, either image. And if you connect to Docker container, you have to install Azure ASR, Azure data repository. That is container registry. Azure container is ACR. So we have to install ACR to build up that particular image through ACR, and ACR up that particular post to our Docker container to publish our app. So later when we connect our Kubernetes part or Kubernetes structure part, at that class I will show you how to build up a code-based app to directly Docker container through Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS. That I'll show you last class.
yeah,
Because it's a completely combined structure that you one with cluster, one is Docker container, one code, and you have to couple all the parts to as a project as a whole. Whatever the production environment is required in future in your project, that I'll show you here. step by step, because first my motto is you have to learn first the components and resource, then we'll coupling all the resources, how to make a project, work, UAT and production. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Now my see, I got that one. My question is actually maybe I'm not able to explain. This code and Docker container, both options are
What
there
is
to
the
create
difference?
a web app.
What is the difference?
Okay. Now,
Main
yes. What is the difference? Yeah.
Main difference is, see, code means that you have to deploy manually. You have to write it down manually. But in Docker container, you will transfer your code images to that particular Docker or container. And if you want to see your container service, so container build up through Azure Kubernetes service in Microsoft Azure environment. It is not a single container or single Docker base. But Docker container always used in a DevOps way or in a Microsoft Azure Kubernetes service. So with Kubernetes service as a code, how to deploy AKS, that I will show you in later classes.
Okay. So based on the main, yeah. No, based on the main Docker is container which will main the cloud environment. It will automatically deploy through the container images.
Yes, container images.
Yeah, I was trying to do that one as a research myself.
Yes,
but my thing is if I'm selecting code, then
yes,
I have to do it manually. You said
manually.
In that,
You have to
Docker
write manually.
container
You have
is
to
not
copy
required.
paste. Yes, you have to through
Docker
code.
container is not required.
No, Docker container is not required at that time because code is
So
available.
Yeah, let's say I have a web app WAR file, okay, which is open to just login page only. Okay, then if I'm selecting code and created this web app, then I have to manually directly place it somewhere else to run in this web app.
Code, web app. And
directly that WAR file, I can put it in here, this web app, and run it.
Web app and run it, and your code should be under in DevOps.
DevOps, because that is code based.
That is code based DevOps. And if you transfer it to Docker container through CI/CD, that is in code base also you can build your CI/CD platform also, continuous integration and continuous delivery. That is DevOps. And this portion completely related to publishing the DevOps in Azure environment, that is Azure DevOps, and built in VSTS 2019, Visual Studio 2019. So under Visual Studio 2019, you have to link up all the things, that is web apps, DevOps, publish, artifact, your rule, your agile method, everything under DevOps in single platform. It's not any open source or any other platform. It's not an open source platform. In open source platform, there are multiple tools are available in the market, in the environment, in the world. But in Azure environment or in AWS environment, AWS and Azure is public cloud and a fixed DevOps environment under the baseline guidance of Microsoft, baseline guidance of AWS, and baseline guidance of Google Cloud. This is the most important part, and there is a difference between that is the open source and the under Microsoft Cloud, Microsoft or AWS or GCP Cloud. So in Microsoft Cloud, you have to maintain or manage every platform via Microsoft components only, not any other components. In open source, that is Jenkins. Jenkins is a CI/CD builder. So in this scenario, I have to build one web app in our Microsoft environment. Then we have to deploy it through Jenkins, and there is an open source code. That code I build up in that particular Git repository, and the Git connected through that Jenkins, and Jenkins that is build and publish through web app. And after that, finally, this web app is transferring complete successful web application to the end users. So this is the process, and this is the main process. So we cannot use any open source tool in this Microsoft or any AWS environment. We can connect through API. We can connect through multiple API and multiple other OS and multiple CI/CD pipelines also. But environment will be fixed. Here also Microsoft and AWS, both environments will be fixed. your environment is, your platform is AWS, your platform is Azure. So under Azure, we can create our web apps through particular Visual Studio 2019 and other applications.
Yeah. So we will see deployment of the code and deployment of the Docker container both, right, in the later part.
Yes, yes.
Because that is the my main goal. Because here last time we saw, right, we discussed before the training part that I have a TIBCO middleware EAR file that I need to just deploy to Azure through Docker container or Kubernetes. Yeah, that we will see later. Is it?
Later, last.
Okay. Sure.
Next, deployment preview. It is under preview mode till now. Deployment in till under preview mode. It is not in actual mode. That is GA, generally available. Okay.
Yeah.
So then monitoring. So monitoring our app. So here another part is application insight. So application insight actually hold the logs. It's another costing. So here I am. So whatever the accessibility, whatever the activities, that activity will store in application insight. So application insight, it is no. Oh, they're not required for the additional cost. In UAT or production environment, you have to put here yes, and it will be under same region.
Oh, we cannot change the region.
No, you can change. If it is if your main region under East US, you have to create East US or either create new to build up a new application insight under this zone.
This is actually the monitoring purpose only.
Yes, monitoring purpose only monitoring.
Okay.
Next tag your resources. Only two selected: app service plan and web app. Tag your resources. Review and create.
Under one app service plan, we can have multiple web apps.
Multiple web apps. At least as per the standard plan, we will deploy 10 to 15. In particular, premium 1 and P2, that is 25. And as per our requirement, we can balance the plan also as per their usage. So deployment successful. So URL name, are you able to see my screen? This is your URL. Okay. See.
Yeah.
Just I copy URL. See. Just a moment, I have to see. This is your application. Okay. After that, we'll test here. This is the deployment center. Are you able to see my screen? Arutosh?
Yeah. Yes.
Deployment center. Just wait. Yes. Here, this is the main part of the DevOps. See. Select code source. See. Continuous deployment, GitHub, Bitbucket, local Azure repos, external Git, OneDrive, Dropbox. See.
Okay.
That we are already discussed. What will be our repository? That particular repository we have to deploy one by one code or one by one code applied through our app service plan and through our app to build our application. If we select GitHub, so Git our repository, continuous CI/CD, Bitbucket, local Git, Azure repos. So this is GitHub.
So here.
Yeah.
as we discussed, if we selected code, then we
Hmm.
need to do manual push only, right?
Manual code source. There is a code source. There is a repository. There is a concept of repository where we
Okay,
build
these all are related to
where we build
repository
up the
only.
code.
Whether we
Yes.
can maintain in GitHub, Bitbucket, local, or Azure, or manually.
Manual. This is under Azure environment. Or if you maintain via manual maintain through push,
Yeah.
push and pull. To push, that is external Git, OneDrive or Dropbox, where your code is stored now.
Okay.
Okay. This is the
So
external.
that
This is the
means
internal.
it will never allow to browse from your local. It will always ask from some repository only.
Yes. Always. Any portion. Docker container also. Docker container directly
So
also. You
it
can
will
upload your
never
image to Docker
ask
container.
to get any var or any code from the local system.
No.
It
System.
will always have a GitHub or
Yes.
manual
Either
push also,
GitHub,
OneDrive,
Bitbucket,
Dropbox,
local Git, or Azure
Dropbox.
repos.
Okay, somewhere we need to maintain that first. Okay.
Maintain. Sure. 100%. Otherwise, how can we link up? Link that is push pull activities. Either you push that particular through our CI/CD and pull it to and pull to build up the application. Build up the
Okay.
version controlling as well as application
So this is related to
internal.
only repository maintenance selection we are seeing now.
Sorry.
This deployment
Come
center
again?
is nothing but it's just to maintain the code where that is the
Yes.
main
Yes.
meaning.
Yes. These are
Okay.
repository you have to maintain either Git or either Azure repos. In under DevOps, this is content. This part related to DevOps, Azure DevOps.
Okay. So
And
there
if
is a
you
Azure repository also there.
yes,
CI/CD.
Azure repos is under Azure DevOps. That is Azure DevOps. And Git
Okay.
is container. Git is global. GitHub is
Global.
actually global repository. Global
Yeah. Global
repository.
repository.
Bitbucket
Yeah.
also Microsoft and Git combined Bitbucket and local Git. And local Git that your in your hard disk, in your pen drive, or any particular local drive or per Google Drive, OneDrive, that portion. That we have to
Okay.
copy paste the code here and you will upload. You push that particular application to the pipeline and build all and then publish.
Yeah.
This is a completely DevOps process. Application deployment and application structural part deployment. There is a complete DevOps process.
So this
Complete
is
DevOps.
I confused then in the first statement when we see on the first screen
Hmm.
that code will be deployed through DevOps and Docker container will be deployed through Kubernetes. Is it correct?
Kubernetes. Yeah, correct. Docker
Okay, so that
container or
means what we are
or
seeing now is code based we select. That's why the options are coming only for CI/CD or manual push.
CI/CD. Either CI/CD because you have to build up your code through CI/CD.
Okay. If I have
Uh,
selected a container, then the option for the deployment center will be different.
will be different. Will different.
Okay.
That is as your container registry will come and you
Okay.
have
That one
to
also
and
we'll
you
see later, maybe. Okay. Okay.
later you have to replicate or you have to mirroring that portion to ASR as your container registry. Then you have to build one application
Okay.
or clone.
So
That
this
that one
code
version is clone.
language, yeah, this code language selection .NET, Java, or whatever
Yes,
language we
yes.
have, Python,
Whatever
that
your
is
language, your
completely up to
platform language.
Python also. So that is
Right.
completely up to the company
Up to the company and up to the project requirement. Always
project
remember
requirement.
what about your project requirement. If your organization select yes Atuja will select will deploy through Python, will deploy through R, will deploy through SQL, will deploy through our XML. So the example of .NET, that means XML means .NET or JSON format, any format, JSON or .NET, any
Then
format.
again,
So that
yeah, then again I am confused, Priyajit here.
hmm,
See, I thought that okay, no, whatever you are saying is correct only, but why I'm
huh,
confused now is if we are going to deploy through XML or .NET or Java or Python,
hmm,
that
hmm,
means that is the deployment happening through this Python, Java,
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
or .NET or XML based continuous CI/CD deployment, correct?
Yes, XML based continuous CI/CD and XML based language based or the Python based deployment. That is
Okay, and
CI/CD.
then
CI/CD you
what
have
is
to
Java
build.
and .NET?
Java.NET, everything available. Everything
Means the
available.
deployment
You can
also
push
should be
SDK
through
also.
Java or can be through the .NET, correct?
Can be through .NET, can be through Python, can be through R
Okay,
or
but
any
that
other.
means we need to write
That
some
is,
Java or .NET deployment code here
yes, you have to
for the
deploy code
deployment
through their
process.
programming languages.
For the deployment process only, right?
Deployment process only. Deployment process only.
Okay, then I was confused here. I got it now, what you said now. But what I saw in the first screen for the web app creation, it was asking for code and Docker.
No,
Now
you
when I'm
thought,
selecting
I
code,
understood. You thought that is web app directly I am code through Java code, web app is ready. No, this is web
okay,
app structure plan is ready and we have to deploy code through these options only.
okay. So these options are options are not the actual application code. These are only for the deployment requirement code through which we can deploy.
Yes, basic backbone we have to fix up first. Then we deploy code or deploy application through our CI/CD environment.
Okay, let's say that's why I was asking. I have a login page, WAR page, which is developed through Java, JSP or something, and that is the actual application code, and it is ready. When I'm deploying through the Tomcat, it is working fine. Okay, now I want to. There is a WAR file for that, and now I want to use that WAR file to Azure. So I have to go through this web app option only, right?
Yes, web app option and through CI/CD portions also. You have to build up to CI.
But till now, whatever we saw is we create a web app, we create a deployment center, but the deployment center and web app both are backbone only, but actual code is not yet deployed.
No, actual code we have to log into either say you have to log into GitHub. This is your GitHub, okay?
Okay.
And building with GitHub action, that is organization, select repository one by one, branch, stack, .NET stack. These all we have to configure here, step by step. If I select the Bitbucket, if I select Azure repos, select one by one, repository, project name, one by one, organization name not found. This is step by step options. We have to transfer it to DevOps. Always any code, any development code or any structural code, you have to build up through your DevOps in Azure.
Now the simple question: if I'm selecting code and I selected as a .NET, okay,
no,
runtime.
See, build option. You have to select. You select say build first at the time of app service selection. You select .NET. After that, your organization thinks, no, we'll deploy to Python. You just select your Python.
Okay.
Select to Python, but see, the app service is currently configured with .NET, which does not support the build selection. So you have to select where your app service plan along with backbone. See,
correct.
This is important.
So,
that
but we cannot change that.
Repeatedly told you whatever structure your organization said, hi Ashutosh, please build up this to Python. So you have to select the structure or backbone through Python first. Accordingly, select your plan and then you deploy through your Git or through your repository branch setting up.
No, that means we cannot change, or we can change.
No, you cannot change. Cannot change. See, otherwise you can take another plan to rebuild the Python and then you transfer to that Python code.
Okay, with the same plan we cannot do.
That is no problem. Same plan in you cannot change the basic or code language.
Okay.
Right. Already
now,
you have
this I got it. I was actually asking something. We are now going to somewhere. What I'm saying is, let's say first page I selected a code and runtime stack I selected .NET. Okay. Now my code is developed application software. My code is developed the login page in Java JSP. But this .NET runtime stack is on .NET. Will it support that Java code deployment through this .NET deployment?
No, you have to select another new plan, create the Java stack, and later you later you can create one API to connect that particular Java to .NET. You have to build up either microservice or API. That API connect.
But this is only for deployment based language, right? Python or Java or .NET. This
Python,
is only
Java.
I mean to say, this is only to create a build or the deployment which server, those details only, right? Like Ant, Jenkins, all those things, right?
And Jenkins, basically, and Jenkins and other Azure repos and especially Ansible. These particular tools are used for mainly configuration and CI/CD pipeline, CI/CD pipeline as well as code build up too. This is a completely DevOps and code build up. That is Jenkins. Jenkins will build the code. Ansible also configuration tool to maintain your day by day CI/CD as well as structure components as well as code development and scripting part also.
Yeah. So in this deployment center, already this is showing, right? GitHub. This is for the repository.
This is for the repository, now, and already you can already
there is a below section build. So that build is to build the
which language?
File.
Which language? Either Python, either .NET, either Java. Which language? Already.
Yes, but now what is my question is, I created a JSP page with Java which is logging just to log in username password. That's it. That is my web page. Okay, I want to deploy that. That is build on develop the code in Java. Now this runtime stack, can I use Python or not?
No.
I have to select Java only.
You have to select Java only. See, this is the error message. Please check. Please see it.
But I think this is just a warning, right?
Warning, but you have to warning. It is a warning, but
it is saying it might not function. But
but if there are any code level error or code level other error, you have to build one small API to connect that. This is the best option to connect API to directly to that particular code level. So you can deploy your app services, you can deploy your application through Java or through .NET also.
Okay. Now this is the build stack, but where is the deployment automation stack?
Deployment automation built through your CI/CD pipeline under DevOps.
Where is
already you have signed in. That is Priojit DevOps organization. Please build up already is here.
But this GitHub is the repository, is it?
GitHub is the repository.
That is only to maintain the code, right? GitHub.
Only to maintain the code.
No, what I am asking is, where is the like Ant or Jenkins automation which will automatically deploy to the server?
See, automation completely different. That is completely different course and different part. That is completely different. That is not related to this part. It is Azure DevOps. You have to build up through Azure. And this is the Azure DevOps, already Priojit DevOps. This is my Azure DevOps account, and this account will the account through we have to build up.
Okay. You mean to say Priojit DevOps through that default deployment plan will be there?
Different user. Priojit DevOps is a Azure repos or Azure DevOps user. That user build your code and deploy.
That is automatically, right?
Automatically. That is CI/CD. Completely CI/CD.
That is already there, but it is okay.
That is already there, and if you signed in as a Priojit DevOps, you change your account also. Your account, if your account is there, you can attach your account here also. No problem.
What I was asking is this web app, once it is created successfully, which technology it will use to deploy? Like Ant, Jenkins, or XML, or Azure own?
Jenkins, Azure. If your environment is Azure, most of the companies after ransomware attack, after ransomware attack, most of the 70 to 80% organization now used to mainly use in either Azure, either AWS DevOps, not in any open source tool.
Okay.
So,
No, that is anyway, that is based on company or project requirement,
hmm,
right? That we
hmm.
cannot tell that, okay, I need to use only Azure. I can use
No,
GitHub also or Jenkins also.
yes, that is as per your requirement, organization requirement.
Yeah, but
Organization.
I cannot see any Jenkins configuration or Ant or something here.
Jenkins basically open source CI/CD tool, open source. It is
Yeah.
not built through Azure or AWS. It is open source, and the multiple APIs are connected through Azure and AWS both.
Okay, but we here is there any option to have that Jenkins or
No, directly not through Azure. If you want to see direct another separate deployment through Jenkins, that is different different ports through open source. Jenkins and Ansible and Kubernetes also. And Kubernetes is
Okay,
also is a containerized tool, containerized
okay.
CI/CD tool.
Okay, no problem. Let us see one this app we can deploy anything so that it will be clear.
Anything.
I think.
Okay. So this part, this is your deployment center.
Okay.
Okay. And here another part is I want to show you step by step. First is activity log.
No, we thought we will we'll see one web apps to be deployed, right?
No, that is CI/CD platform we have to make. So in your code, CI/CD is not there. CI/CD completely as your DevOps part. CI/CD is not in AZ 204, area 204, but you have to overview how to build up your concept only, nothing.
No, no. I'm not asking the DevOps part. I'm asking this one.
This is completely DevOps
It
part.
is there is a option. There is a course content. Is third one is deploy code to web app.
Deploy code to web app. If your code is available to GitHub, then you have to deploy your code to GitHub or other platform, other repository like Azure Depos. You have to deploy your code Azure Depos. This is the structure. This structure and overview part, how to build up a code and how to manage or how to access the code through your Azure web app. And if you have any GitHub in under code, that you have to build all, and there is a deployment slot step by step. There is deployment through your deployment center.
Yes, I got it. What I'm asking is, we need to just now we created only a web app, correct? And
Only
we are
web app.
just checking in the
Web app.
browser that it is working or not, right?
Working or not.
Now
And
after that,
what will be your deployment strategy? What will be your deployment part in future through Azure DevOps? This is under completely your course only.
yeah, but we didn't complete this GitHub part.
No.
So we're going to see something here.
In particular, CI/CD part, we will, and in Docker container part, containerized part, we'll check. We'll see in Kubernetes deployment through your application. So that I'll show you. That is completely different part.
See, I pinged one this content here. If you see in the Zoom, go to meeting chat.
Go to it just now. This is diagnostic login SSL. That I'll show you. That is a started for activity log, IAM, diagnostic. That I'll show you one by one.
Yeah. No. I was just explaining you that the third point, deploy code to a web app. I was not able to explain you, right? So I just pinged you because of that.
Deploy code to a web app. If your code is available, then deploy. Otherwise, how can I deploy? Just a process I'll show you. And this code
any simple code hello world. Any simple hello world also will be fine for me. No issue.
A simple hello world I will show you in the Kubernetes part, that is through containerized application. So that is that is one more better approach for in nowadays. This code through a web app is nothing. Code through a web app that we will deploy in our Kubernetes service in additional Kubernetes through your Git part.
Yeah, container. Anyway, we have not selected yet, right? Till now, we have selected only code only. What I mean to say is, if I'm selecting a code and my company project requirement is to select code only, not container, then I will be not able to deploy any web app to this code, no?
No. You have to directly attach with GitHub. No, I don't have any code right now. So I have to deploy or any other code to that portion, and then I have to build up this code.
Okay.
So your one application that
Okay, no problem. I can write one hello world code also next time. Maybe it will be.
You can practice yourself, no problem. You can practice it, no problem.
No, I can write it, but I don't know how to deploy. Then third point.
How to deploy, that is
I
the
will write
process.
it myself. Sorry.
This is the process.
No. Maybe Prajit, I'm not able to explain. What I am asking is, I created a web app. Okay, first, and we saw next step, whatever till tagging everything. We created a web app. After that, we went to the browser and we searched that link was working or not, right? And it is working because that is up and running. That is just the backbone. That is not the actual application, anything we are deploying. Just a web app backbone is created and running. Now I'm creating a hello world Java or .NET page. Just a simple code. Now I want to see that hello world is deployed to this web app.
After completion, that hello world screen will come. That is you are asking.
I will create that code Java or .NET myself. In the meantime, but after that, how can I deploy that one? I'm asking.
That portion I'll show you in particular Azure Container Registry through Kubernetes.
No, that is through container, right? Not
after fifth classes, maybe fourth class.
No problem. That is, but that is for the container, not for the code, right? For the code, we can see
code with container. Both I'll show you. That is code with container. Code with container deployment. Container deployment through AKS.
Now, container we will see. Yeah. What I mean to say is, code through the container deployment that we will see later. That's fine. I'm saying I'm not at all selecting container. Then I need to just
code. You will see only code. Both in container. Code and container. Both. Code and container.
Okay. I mean to say code without container deployment in Azure.
Without container deployment. But it will store under container. That how to deploy that I'll show you. No problem.
No, yeah, that's fine. No, what I mean to say is now in the first page we selected only the code option, not container.
Yes, that code
now,
code builder.
Now I am creating just a code for myself, whatever it is. Let's say hello world page or something, and I just want to deploy it here through this GitHub selection. Here, after that, what are the things I need to do after that code is ready? Let's say assume that code is ready now, and will it ask me in any of this page to browse that code or through the Dropbox or the GitHub?
This portion is built up through GitHub, and in Kubernetes part that I'll show you how to create the mirroring and how to create the cloning, and then is container registry part. After that, build up the app.
Yeah. That you already told me. That is related to the container selection. Publish is container.
Container and code, both. Not only container, code also. Both.
Okay.
This portion I will have. Today I explained only for your conceptual person. Only for concept purpose. Otherwise, the complete deployment we'll see in the Kubernetes through. Otherwise, how can you understand what is cluster, what is container?
Yeah. No, my concern not that container. Container anyway we'll see later through code with the container deployment, that is fine. My concern is without container, I just need to deploy my code to the web apps. That also we will see in the later part, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
That also
fine.
we'll see. That also.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Now here
Just
this
wait.
page I
Just
didn't
wait.
understand,
One or two classes.
Prajit.
Just wait.
No problem. Huh?
Okay.
Sorry. Something not clear. Something
Just wait.
not able to hear properly. Yeah.
Hello. Just wait for 2-3 classes. After that,
Okay.
we'll check
No
to
problem. No
AK
problem. Sure.
and to
Now
code
here
data.
in this, sure. This page I didn't get actually.
Sorry, this page.
This page, yeah. We started with GitHub and then we discussed something else.
I started with GitHub and then and
Yeah.
then signed in as you select your organization, which organization name and the
That if
repository
it is
name.
not there, I need to create a new.
Yes, create a new.
Organization.
Create a new through DevOps, not here account. It is create through your DevOps account. DevOps account, not here.
DevOps means I need to create a separate account or
No. Separate account. You need to create one separate account under DevOps in Microsoft Azure DevOps.
okay.
You have to connect to your organization name. Say Ashutosh Infotech, and
Okay,
repository Ashutosh, and branch name Dubai.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have
Okay.
to
So
make your
Azure
runtime stack.
DevOps option where I will get it in the search page.
Your DevOps page actually, Azure DevOps, we have to free for maybe 1 month or 3 months, maybe Azure DevOps.
No. That is fine. I mean to say only in the search button itself I will get it.
Azure DevOps platform. But here you just your account, create your account just as under Azure DevOps, and just log into that account and change your organization, portion, repository, build that one by one name and one by one name. Then you select your repository and code through our particular web app. That only this portion. First, you have to create one DevOps account, then your name your organization, repository name, and branch name. After that, build code to that particular GitHub or any repository, any supported repository. Azure repos also no problem. Azure repos. Then you deploy it through already Microsoft mentioned here continuous deployment, continuous delivery. That is CI/CD deployment through DevOps. No manual intervention. Okay.
That's fine. Now the below we will give the organization, we'll give the company, and down some other options are there. Just 1 second. Branch. What is this branch?
Branch name actually, this is your branch actually web app actually branch name. That is which branch you have to deploy. That is your branch or particular structure branch. Which branch? Organization, then name and branch. Which branch?
Okay. I can create multiple branches. Okay.
Multiple branches under one organization, and you can create multiple repository also.
Okay. So now this build. Okay. Now this build, whatever we chose in the first screen, that will come automatically here, correct?
Automatically. .NET.
But as per you said it cannot be changed if it is I'm developing a code in .NET.
As per my previous experience, I have whether we change to Python, and there is a connectivity issue. I have faced a lot. After that, I transfer it to API management, and that is connected to via API. So that after that the issue was resolved. 3-4 times I have seen here whether your runtime stack is similar to that particular your coding or particular your programming language, that will be better performance and better option to do that portion. Otherwise, you can change anything, but you have to create on API. API is the best solution. Either microservice or API. I suggest for API. API is the best solution to connect any language to any other language. That means your gateway. API, multiple API you can create as per your project purpose. There is no problem.
Okay.
API
no
will
problem. Now
better
workflow configuration is this is what I don't know.
Yeah, this is under preview.
Okay.
This is preview file. It is not in GA generally available. is in preview mode. The Microsoft is not available. Microsoft is allowed to do this option, allowed to do this activity here. Microsoft always prefer to do these types of activity through Azure DevOps.
Okay, so
After that,
so
you
we
can
cannot
save
see
it.
anything.
You can save this and then manage publish profile. And this after that, manage publish profile and save and deploy. And the deployment slots are there. One by one, you can deploy. Deployment slots are there. 1, 2, 3 for any slots. Slots are also available. That is the priority-based slots. The code-based priority slots.
Okay.
Deployment slots.
So the enabling of the loggings we need to check.
Yes. You have to
Diagnostic
create
log.
a DevOps account. Enable of login the one by one. Activity log. Firstly, start your activity log. This is your activity log. What 30 domain Saturday. June 12. What is the activity log? We done it. Username and timing and success timestamp. Apart from that, access control. Your access role define what
these options are there for all the resources. Is it like
all
VM
the
also all the options are
VM
there?
or same.
It is the by default resource options for the resources.
Yes. Only difference is this portion also. The TLS portion.
Okay.
Yeah, this is your TLS API settings. Your app scale up and scale down and auto scaling and operating system map or push pull or any other or particular app service plan quota. This portion and clone app, that is development tool and console management. This portion is API management. 100% API is always data level and log metric health check. Step by step, there's a tagging. Next tagging name same name tagging for value tagging. Diagnose and resolve the problem. This portion is I show you. These portions. Yes. If you find any error, say severity 1 or critical issue, critical one, they'll check here any risk alert is available or not. Any risk alert, either performance level or either configuration. Okay, 3 critical. Okay, availability 3 critical, 1 success. So rule is that 3 critical. Auto heal, currently not using health check feature and distributing your web app through multiple instances. So this any error you have to face, you have to follow the Microsoft instructions and you have to maintain that way.
Now let's see this auto heal is not enabled. This is showing 3 critical, right? Then how can I resolve that?
Auto heal, you have to deploy auto heal, save the experience and diagnostics. Sorry, the document.
So whatever they are suggesting that we need to do automatically.
That would automatically they are suggesting. Health check enable. After that, save and deploy. It's enable. Is it disable? It's enable. And path is slash anything slash app pg new path. And load balancing is also after 10 minutes, 8 minutes, load balancer is also there, application load balancer. That you have to deploy and save it.
Load balancing 10 minutes.
So load balancing is a application load balancing. Unhealthy resource, how to change it to healthy portion. That is load balancing part. Load balancing is a completely different part, like step by step, multiple app movement or multiple app load balancing or network load balancing also involved here. So deploy code to implement, and this is the completely health check part, health part, app health part.
Yes. But my question is just this is all only to enabling the health check. So automatically Azure predefined default enabling of health check will be enabled. But what is this path and load balancing? This path, why we need to give?
Path actually, where is your application path? Which app they have to point out. So point out the particular app, you have to mention your application path.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Okay.
Just put application name, nothing or any repository name, nothing. Okay. Then security the as part is security center recommendation. That is not your part, and your part is this part, deployment center and deployment slot. If you available any slot, you have to update. Only this is my basic plan. We have to update standard or premium plan. Then we have to deploy it to the deployment slot. Okay. Then configuration. If there any app configuration pending from your site. This is a configuration by application setting, general setting, default setting, any connection string you have to connect through encrypted channel or decrypted channel. Mainly, I want to see here your SSL API setting and auto scaling. Main part. This is this portion, TLS and SSL. TLS and SSL. This portion. Here we have to upload the private keys or the public key. Mainly we have to use our organization public key to upload these particular certificates. You have to buy certificate from Microsoft for application licensing, and then you have to upload it and then bind it. PFS certificate, import application certificate, or upload it. This import your certificate or upload certificate. You have to upload your particular any of your local machine, or that your organization will give you to upload this certificate key. This certificate is completely licensed and particular PFX file. This PFX file you have to upload, because in particular should be this application should be certified with the Microsoft certified tool or Microsoft certified keys, along with valid.
See, the point is configuring web app setting including SSL. So web app will it be configured by default as HTTP, right?
By default HTTP port 80, and you have to change this to HTTPS 443 port number.
Yeah, how can we do that?
After uploading this PFX file, and you have to maintain we're binding up to HTTPS, and port is also allowed. Just after uploading, we have to bind the app. Okay, we have to bind the app. And no private key here. After uploading the private key, we have to binding the app. In our networking session, we have to create one VNet. Okay. This is not covered actually. This is not covered in your AZ204. This is completely admin job. After creation of click to configure one single VNet, and then you have to add here. So your virtual network as well as your port as well as your HTTP code, HTTP part also. The port 3, you have to define that code under HTTP mode. After uploading your certificates, SSL certificate.
Yeah. So can we see that configuration of SSL, because that is the mainly.
No, SSL certificate where I will get the certificate, because your organization will give you the certificate keys, and then you have to upload. Otherwise, how can I upload this certificate? This certificate I have to purchase. I am not an organization.
Certificate anybody can build it in a local. That I can also give it to you, no problem.
Certificate, so you can try. You can try it, no problem.
No, I praise it. Actually, we are. What I'm asking is configuring web app setting through the SSL. Can we see one sample at least? So that I can able to.
SSL,
I can able to do at least myself in any company. Ask me, okay, deploy this through SSL. How I will do that?
The company will give you the certificate, and you just upload it. That's all.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
we can do any certificate sample and we can do it, right? At least one
any
simple example also we can
I
check
don't
then
have
also.
any certificate. I don't have any Microsoft certificate to upload. I don't have any certificate because it is not possible. Already trainer will show you the complete process. There is not any particular SSL certificate if you have to manage. That is not mandatory for a trainer. How to upload your process and how to
No,
build.
yeah, I got your point. But what my question is, if I don't know how to do, I have a web app and currently it is running on HTTP. Okay.
Hmm.
Now I need to convert it to
Already
HTTP.
there is option is TLS and TS. That I have already shown to you because public key
But
PFX. The
this is
upload
only
certificate.
just no, this is only just a basic information. But I don't know whether it is working, not working. It is actually converted to HTTPS or not. The web apps,
That you have
the
to see
tab,
that.
we created a link, right? That link.
You have to see your organization level. The organization level. This HTTP
link.
code SSL. This is not in our part. This is not in certificate part, PFX part, and the conversion part.
I'm not asking about organization. That is leave it. That is a different thing. What I'm asking is no. What I'm asking, Prajit, is we created a link, right? Which you open in the browser. That is.
No,
Can you go back to the? Could you please go back to the link? We can see that.
Which link? That is app link.
Yes.
Just a moment. It is already HTTPS. It is already converted. Microsoft already converted. But your customized app. This is your customized app that we have to deploy one certificate service to build it through via SSL. This is already been there, but for organization level, it is now blank. It is Microsoft level HTTP that is already HTTPS, but in organization level, PFX certificate should be uploaded for that particular website app service. Otherwise, it's a licensing issue. You have to upload it.
Yeah, okay. Let's say ki we are not doing that certificate for this. I got it. Let's say okay, but I didn't understand. We have a base URL HTTPS already PGP API new from Azure.net.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is not completed. This is just a dummy URL, correct?
Dummy URL. That is Microsoft provided. It is Microsoft provided, not your organization level.
Yeah. What I'm asking is, let me complete this. We created a dummy URL from the Microsoft because that is a web app. Now, when I'm opening in the browser, it is just me showing in the dummy web app for the whatever created by Azure. Okay. Now I created my own web API and which is a login page with username password. Let's say .NET or Java, whatever. And I completely deployment also successful through this web app. Okay, and that is having a different URL, not this URL.
Not this URL.
How can I access that?
Sorry.
Let's say that URL taking as an input with username and password. So that will be a different URL itself, right? Let's say localhost.
As per your application screen. As per your application develop screen.
Development URL, that is a different URL. Now, how can I access that URL?
No, you can access this portion of that application HTTPS PGNU Azure.net will be same, but your certificate service after uploading certificate service, your application structure will be changed. That is your screen, that is your HTTPS purpose. But main structure is that this is PGNU app Azure website.net. This is your main file. This is your main.
This page is not at all useful for my application, correct?
Useful if because this portion now its particular URL is blank.
Yes.
This particular URL under code level is completely blank. So after completion of your code level UAT, then you have to upload for HTTP support your organization level HTTP certificate. Then you have to check out whether HTTPS is running or not for that particular app.
No. Let's leave out the HTTPS or certificate. Let's keep that apart. I'm not
Hmm.
discussing the certificate or HTTPS at all.
Hmm.
What my question is, let's say it is HTTP, both are HTTP. Now my question is, we have a default Azure website.net page, which we created after the web app creation, and automatically Azure give me one URL. I'm going to the browser and opening the web app URL, which is a blank page. Okay,
Hmm.
just a dummy page, just to show that okay, the web app is running. Now
Hmm.
I created my own code of JSP page, which takes one username password for the login purpose, just a
Hmm.
simple login page. That's it, nothing else.
Hmm.
That my
Hmm.
code is done. I deployed through the CI/CD, and it is also running.
Hmm.
Now that URL is having a different URL. How
Hmm.
can I access that URL? Because this
Ah, that-
PGAP new,
your
this
app
PGAP
service.
Azure website.net will
Hmm.
open this dummy page only, right?
And after deploying your application through GitHub or any or a centralized repository, under this URL, your application will be there under this repository, and this URL will converted to your application.
So
Your application.
you mean after deployment successful of that one,
Huh,
this
huh,
URL will change automatically based on my URL?
huh. Your URL as per your port.
Yeah,
As
as
per
per
your
my port,
yes.
as per my code, whatever. Let's say I have a resource API slash ABC slash something with username password input will take as a string inputs. So
Hmm.
all those URL path will be changed and it will reflect here this URL.
Reflect here. Because it's this particular URL now presently completely blank URL. This only default blank. After completion your code and deployment other about this URL converted your app, converted to your application.
Okay, but at least if we are not going to see the certificate, but at least we can see that one, right? How it is created URL.
Which part?
This
Sorry,
URL part means after
URL part.
deploying the
URL.
code, hello world
Uh,
page,
uh,
how it
Hello
is
world
coming.
page and other complete deployment I will show you in the Kubernetes through.
Okay, okay,
Not
okay.
this portion, not this developer. That I
Okay,
already
okay.
told you.
My okay. Now let's come to the SSL page,
So,
uh, because that is also part of this content course.
hmm.
Now in that,
Hmm.
if I have to change my web app to SSL also.
See here only
So
you HTTP S
mm,
only. Okay, this is off.
okay,
This I put it to on after
okay.
uploading of this
Certificate.
private key certificate.
Okay.
Here is off. So you can change it
Yeah.
to on.
Yes. And then this private key and public key. Let's
Hmm.
say I created a private key that is required for the server and
Hmm.
public key which is a client, right?
Hmm.
Cert
Client,
version.
yes,
So
client
I
server.
have both PFX and certificate. Okay. And then
Hmm.
I have to upload it where actually? Private key. Can you please click on private key so we can see at least?
The private keys you have to upload your certificate.
Okay.
This is the option upload certificates.
Okay. Okay. And what is this? These options? Import first one and
Import app
next.
services certificate. If Microsoft is any app services certificate you have. Generally, we have used the upload certificate through your laptop or through your repository, or import through your Git. Any other repository you have to show anywhere you just to upload and to authenticate this particular app service certificate, authenticate with your password along with your password. That's all.
So that is required for the server, is it?
100% server, 100%. Any deployment, you have to deploy certificate level first. Otherwise, you cannot access and access that portion of that particular app also. You have to deploy. And along with TLS version and TLS bindings with 1.2. This is the
And what
Azure latest
public key
version.
certificate? The last one,
Public
public key.
certificate public same. That is upload the private upload the public key. A public key certificate loaded to certificate store your app to consume. Easy option. Same option, and the public key should not be any private key associated. Inbound and outbound. Then public key and private certificates. inbound and outbound. Mostly 80% we have we have used actually this is the private certificates for application because it is always gone through our DevOps. So DevOps is not a public property. So this portion is already related to DevOps. We have to deploy the private certificates for our deployment of app service and applications internally. That is internal. We have to authenticate through Microsoft Zoom. That's all.
Okay. So that means will it not take any other certificate format?
No. Already
Only PFX?
already Microsoft will provide the private key certificate along with 1 year license. After 1 year, you have to renew your certificate and then again upload your.
Oh my God, this it is
Mandatory.
no. I mean to ask you this. This is only taking .pfx format, no other format.
Yes, Adil.
Yeah, I was asking that. So it is only taking .pfx format, no other format.
No other format. No other format.
But
It's
that
only
means
Microsoft.
Azure is no. But that means Azure is limiting the client requirement, right? We have many formats of certificate, right?
Only their PFX part. Only the private key certificates part. Only that form.
Okay, and there is an option top by certificate.
Hello. Ashutosh, hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Another is that is after that the networking part is all networking under networking through your already defined part is the access level low, very accessible and VNet creation and scale up your app service plan and scale out. That is scale out in downgrade and scale up your app service plan. This is your app service plan to downgrade or upgrade. This is now I am using V1 plan. You have to deploy any another plan that is 1 GB memory. That is you have to apply. You have to deploy a new plan also. Scale up and scale out.
Yeah, but we have not completed the SSL yet, right?
No, it is already completed. Done. Nothing to do this.
No. I was asking this buy certificate in the top option. There is an option buy certificate in the top.
Buy certificate.
What is that for?
This portion. This is 1 year auto renewal. This is your option. Buy certificate.
No, I was asking. I have my own company certificate. I can upload it. Then why this buy certificate is required?
Company will buy. This is buy certificate rule.
Company.
This is buy certificate rule. 1 year validity with auto renewal, a domain validated certificate, by default certificate secrets in Azure Key Vault, SSA 220-bit encryption. This is certificate rule and certificate format.
Yeah, that I got it. The rules are defined, predefined, but why I need to buy this certificate where my company is already giving me some certificate?
That I don't know. That is Microsoft rule. We have to follow.
Okay, I mean to say is Microsoft is forcing the company to buy the certificate from Microsoft.
That I don't know. Microsoft, that I don't know. Forcing, that is their part.
I mean to say ki we cannot upload any other certificate other than Microsoft.
Nothing. Other than Microsoft Azure platform, not in AWS or any GCP or any other private cloud.
That's fine. But they are asking to buy the certificate mandatorily, correct?
Mandatory. Already they mentioned. Already I also told you after 1 year you have to auto renewal or renewal in manual.
Okay, so there is a inbound relation.
Full business.
Full business, yes.
A to Z business, especially in
Okay.
PaaS model. Full
Correct,
business,
correct.
full.
The business only, nothing.
Only
Any idea
full.
how much that
Any
we
step,
charge for this buy certificate?
Hmm. Any step,
Okay.
any professional step, any natural step, you have to buy or you have to upgrade day by
Hmm.
day.
Okay, so that I'll try one certificate myself. If it is fine, any error,
Yeah,
I'll
you
let
can.
you know. It will resolve at least.
Okay. And especially in
Okay.
scale out option and scale
Yeah,
up and
that
scale
we'll
out, that is
see
also.
next chapter or next
No, that
or
is
now.
already covered in this portion, the auto scaling part, that is scale up and scale. That is your, now I am using the basic part. Okay, the basic plan.
Yeah.
If your organization, as per your organization requirement, your organization said, please upgrade your plan accordingly. Upgrade you. Now our app service is moving around the world, and number of users increased to 1,000 to 2,000 or 4,000. Please update the plan. So you can upgrade your plan accordingly, step by step. So now I am using basic plan. You have to change your plan, your production environment plan. This you have to change your this plan, premium plan, or other plan related to your environment or current requirement. So this is higher plan. You have to upgrade, scale up, auto scaling, or scale up or scale out or scale up. That you have to check with your organization first.
Yeah, no, let's say I'm a student, I'm not in an organization, and I'm just learning here for the auto scaling scale out means
Huh.
I need to know, right? What means I don't know actually. What are the parameters to be counted as auto scaling required by scheduled or auto scaling
Huh.
required by operation?
Auto scaling mainly required for your plan changing and along with your environment changing or environment, your hardware level upgradation or your application process level upgradation. That is auto scaling. That is scaling means either upgrade, either downgrade. That is
Okay.
scaling. Scaling means
Yeah.
upgrade.
Hmm.
So you can upgrade your plan or you can degrade your plan. That is key. First you have to scale out. That is scale out means that stop your old plan and then you scale up and or upgrade your new plan.
So we can do, let's say, to my there are 100 web apps I created
Huh.
under one plan, and that
Under
those
one
are
plan,
already running in production.
under one, actually there's a basic plan. You have to get only 10 web apps, only 10. In premium and P2, in P1 that is 20, that is 20, 18 to 21, and in P2 that is 21 to 25 max limit. So you
Okay.
can interchange the plan, interchange plan structure in between P1 and P2 also. That is no problem. Where the say Ashutosh 1 plan, Ashutosh 1 P1 and Priyojit 1 P2. So in Ashutosh 1 plan, Ashutosh P1, only you can manage only you can only you manage only 6 to 7 plan, only 6 to 7 apps. But in my plan we are managing 10 to 15 plans. That means if we are balancing mode, that means in Ashutosh P1 plan there is a 4 or 5 plan we have to add or we have to balance our P1 plan to, that is P2 plan to P1 level. That is as per our requirement or as per your requirement. You have to convert your P1 to P2. Whether you can balance your app, that is another part. Balancing your application, that means scale out your app, stop your plan, then upgrade. Either stop your plan, then you degrade your part. Either P1, P2, S1, S2. They interchange to each other. That is scale up, scale out, or auto upgrade or upgrade your plan. And your balance as per your application process and application load, you can balance or you can transfer your apps to multiple plans. This is
Yeah,
possible.
but you just I was asking, there are, let's say, 100 web apps in production, which is already running under one plan, okay, which supports 100 web app, and it is running in production. Now I want to change to 200 web app supportable plan. How can I do that without impacting my users?
Without impacting your part, this is your plan level. This is that means you scale up your plan. You have to scale up your plan. This is, say now I am using basic 1.7 GB memory. You have to create 195 premium ACPU, vCPU, P2, V3 plan with 4 vCPU, 16 GB memory. Then you have to add 200, 300, 2000 apps.
Yeah,
already-
that is fine. That I got it. No, that I got it. That there is a vast scale plan. I need to move to P2, P3. That I understand. What I'm asking is, let's say in production it is already running and all the clients are using frequently. How can I use that to change the plan? Which time I need to do, or how
Which
to
timing?
do that?
You can change that is after business hour. After business hour, there is only
We
half
cannot
an hour
do directly. We need to have a
plan
downtime.
change. No. The downtime at least it will take only half an hour time. Only you can change your plan and restart your application. This is your process. And restart your web
We
apps.
restart our web apps mandatory, correct?
Mandatory. Otherwise, how can the plan particular
But
deploy
I
under that
think
particular?
it will automatically start. I think, or we need to do manually.
Automatically start. Nothing
Okay,
manual.
so scale out means what actually? Is it downgrading
Scale
or
out
is
means
it is
you have to
related
downgrade. You have
stopping?
to stop your app. Stop your app. That is scale out. That is your
But it
downgrade.
is not. But that doesn't mean it is downgrade.
No. The downgrade, that means the scale out means you have to scale out, manual scaling, or that is your instance count. See, this is only one instance. I take only one instance.
Okay.
I have to change this to number 2. This is only instance. This is basic instance. If I take 2 and save it, that is 2 instance. That is 2 vCPU. I increase the CPU level. Okay, that means scale out. That means scale out. Then you convert your plan to scale out. Scale out. That means your number of instance count 1. We make changes to number 2 instances. Then we have to deploy our scale out. Scale up.
What is instance?
Instance means how many number of applications under vCPU or under backbones are running. That is in our basic plan. In basic plan, maximum we are using now. I am using only 1 CPU count, and now we have to change it to 2 CPU. That is
So basically, this is 1 CPU, 2 CPU. Is it?
2 CPU. Basically, actually vCPU, 2 CPU. They say 1 vCPU, the virtual CPU, 1 CPU. That means app services CPU. Basically.
Okay,
Scale
so
out.
this is to scale out. But what is scale up then?
Then scale up, there is plan. You upgrade your plan. This is your plan. CPU upgradation done.
Okay, scale out
then
means CPU count increase, right?
CPU count, instance count. How many instance? That is CPU count.
Okay, and scale up means you need to change the plan.
Plan. Change the plan. Which plan you want to add?
Now,
Additionally, apart from CPU
let's say, let's say I have a change to D1 count plan.
The B1 plan. Let's
there.
say.
Let's say
B1 already is there.
Okay, let's go to production and say something. Let's say I change to this P1 V2 from B1. So this I did only for the scale up, means I change the plan only, which will provide me 210 total ECU, 3.5 GB memory, and then whatever respective.
Yes.
Now, if I click this, where is the information showing? No, it's not showing, or somewhere down it is showing.
This one only apply.
It will show in the next page.
Let's apply, only apply.
Oh, okay. No, what I was saying is, okay, I selected this plan, and how much scale out I need to do? How I'll know?
That you have to check accordingly your plan. That you have to check number 10, 5, 11, 12 all that depends on your structure plan. That you have to check. That you have to check your in a Microsoft site that this particular P1 plan in app service, how many CPU or how many instances you can add. That we have to check.
But by default,
Acco-
it will give some CPU, right? If this
one or two, one or two maximum. One or
okay,
two or
okay.
max in standard plan
Now
5.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan, and grow your skills immensely.
no, I got it. Now I got it that I have to change P1 V2 plan, which will provide me 3 GB memory and this configuration. Okay.
Mm.
Now it is by default giving me one count, CPU count, scale out. I have to change to 2. How I will know means
You
how I
have
will
to
know
scale,
that
scale out again. You have to deploy and you have to scale out again and scale out to deploy, scale out to deploy. Just scale out.
no, not changing. I'm not asking about changing. I'm asking how I will know that I have to scale out. Something required. How I will know that
Something
it is
required.
required?
Your app service is very slow. It is running in
Okay.
very slow and many under-related heating. That means users are heating to that particular web service that is going very slow, and it is sometimes hanging, and sometimes some issues are there. The connectivity issues are there, and the load issue is there. After taking these types of observation, you have to change this particular scale out option.
So
And then
basically, this means P1 V2, which is having 3.5 GB memory, that is running under one CPU.
that is under that. See, if there is one CPU, two CPU, that is by default. That means that is by default one CPU. You have to change.
Let's say by default there is let's say by default scale out is 1 and scale up is we selected P1 V2. So that means P1 V2 is currently running under one CPU, right?
One CPU, one instance.
If I change the scale out, if I change the scale out to 2 now, that means P1 V2 will run in both the CPU.
Both the CPU. Both the
It
both
will
the
run on
CPU.
CPU 1 and CPU 2 also parallelly or load fault
That is
parallel.
two CPU. That means two instances. That is two instances.
Two
D42
different
series.
That means P1 will have two instances, one that is running under one CPU also and CPU 2 also, correct?
2 also. That means your instance. That is your app services number of instances. That is instance. Series of series. That is series. That is instances. Okay.
Yeah. Just to balance the load, right?
Just to balance your internal hardware and application balancing, application software balancing. Internal hardware, that means 3.5 GB memory. It is your internal hardware. This plan means internal hardware of that particular applications, app services. And this is instance means the number of instance, how many instance you can add your that particular plan. And you have
maximum
to scale out
how many instances we can scale out?
That we have to check accordingly your plan. That is sometimes is less, sometimes 5, 10, 12, and sometimes is.
Where is that plan list? I can check in some other page or this.
In particular, Microsoft site, Microsoft site, official site, app services plan, Microsoft, and Microsoft Azure app services plan.
But will it not show here itself so that who is configuring he can do now here itself? There is no option.
No.
I mean to say, I'm configuring here itself. I can see the plan list here itself, right? There is no
plan list. You can see your app services plan is Azure pricing calculator. Azure pricing calculator along with app services plan. Put app services there. Here is Azure. I have to check out this question, otherwise you charge huge.
Yeah, you can delete it. Delete it. No problem.
No. Charge.
I created a free account today.
Free account, okay. So please give me the username and password to next classes. Just
the problem is I created some my own personal account.
Okay.
We can do either through remote or whatever, no problem.
Remote that you will do. I will I will send you the steps one by one, and you just do it.
Sure,
This
sure.
is your app
No
services.
problem. No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
This is your app
Okay.
service.
Now, yeah. Okay. What is this site you opened?
Azure pricing calculator.
Okay, pricing calculator. Then app service here.
App service. Select app services, and then I have to check out this app service. This is your basic plan. See, one vCore, SSL connection, one by one. Basic instance, support, SSL. Standard, see if we change it to standard. Okay, one by one. You change for your region,
Okay.
operating system will, and TR is maybe standard P2.
So the only thing scale out is okay now. Now we didn't see the auto enabling of diagnostic. How it is looking
No,
like?
diagnostic no auto dialing. The diagnostic I will show you this portion. This is your diagnostics. See, just a minute. The diagnostic I will show you the auto heal option. That is auto heal. There is a diagnostic.
Enable diagnostic logging part.
Diagnostic logging, but I've already shown to you, because this portion, that is diagnostics, that is auto heal structural part configured as per Microsoft. That screen already we have done it.
No. What I mean to say is once we enabled, we can see somewhere the diagnostic summary, right?
Diagnostic summary along with log.
Yeah, where I can see that?
That is under app services, under diagnosis part, under diagnose and tools and logs.
Oh, you deleted now already, is it?
Deleted.
Oh, okay.
So next week you create one app services plan along with this activity for your practical exposure.
Yeah.
And then we'll see this portion.
What I'm doing is I will create one web app and I'll create a hello world also, and you can also show me one hello world in the both code and Docker container.
Docker container, directly we'll see it in particular Kubernetes part. Okay.
Kubernetes, what is that part actually? You are telling most of the time Kubernetes, but where is that option? Course content.
Azure container.
Azure
container. Kubernetes itself and container.
Yeah.
Container.
Okay.
Azure Kubernetes threads.
Yeah. So as per this part, we are currently only deploy code to web app is missing, which we will see in the Kubernetes part, correct?
Kubernetes.
Okay. So otherwise all are covered, but how can I do the practices? Because see, what we are doing now is only just viewing the in your screen, and we will forget it. Means I will forget it for sure.
Please take the recordings from the two. No problem. Step by step, you can create through recording, and after that we'll discuss it. We'll discuss in our next class, and then we'll transfer it to if there anything pending. I don't think any pending option from my side. So we'll deploy the final deployment to Azure Kubernetes through your code as well as container.
Yeah, I will try to create everything. Okay, if any issue or something, I'll let you know. And something is my main concern is this deployment part. Means
deployment 100% definitely.
Both code separately and container.
Code separately, completely different class. Only deployment class will be completely different class.
Okay.
Different. Only deployment, only container, web app, Kubernetes, and code. Only one single class. I'll give you only deployment class.
Okay. Now, if you, I pinged you one content right at that time in the chat. So in that I have a doubt.
Hmm.
The first thing we saw is create Azure App Service web app, correct?
Hmm.
Whatever we did in that earlier. Then
Hmm.
enabling diagnostic logging. That is
Okay.
what you are saying
That
that
is already enabled. Already enabled. Deploy
yeah,
code
no,
to a web app.
yeah, deploy query to web app. We will see in the Kubernetes section, correct?
Kubernetes. That is a
And
containerized session. That is containerized
yeah,
session.
that we will see in the in that chapter. Now configuring web app setting, including SSL, what we saw through that certificates.
SSL,
But what
TLS,
is
and API.
yeah, what is this
API setting
API
and
setting
connection
and
string.
connection strings?
API setting and connection string is under that particular web app pane under TLS. That is connection string. You have to connect your app through either API or any storage connection key or any other key. That we have to check as per your environment. What about your connection string? The connection string may be storage, maybe application API under app setting. That you have to check your environment level. There is connection string maybe through API, either through storage connection string. That we have to deploy or we have to connect your
Okay, I could not found, but you already deleted that web app. What I will do is I will create a web app and I will try to see this API setting and connection string. Otherwise, we
API
will see in
connection
the
string
next
under
session
TLS
also.
option.
Yeah,
Under TLS.
yeah, I
Okay.
will create a web app and I'll try to find out that API setting and connection tree. If I don't get, I will let you know in the next chapter.
100% you will get, no problem.
No
100%. We are
problem.
only saying
Next
no
is
problem.
this last one. Implement auto scaling rules, including schedule auto scaling and auto scaling by operational or system metrics. Now in
System
this,
metric, that is,
I didn't
see,
get the schedule auto scaling.
schedule auto scaling, schedule auto scaling under the scale up or scale out, scale down apart from schedule auto scaling, we have to build up app, and after that auto scale to step by step part. That in third option in our app deployment in API setting. That is, we have to check options are available. We have to check whether auto scaling or scheduler option is on or not. That we have to check and deploy. Nothing to learn big part from schedule auto scaling and auto scaling part. Main part is that is app deployment and SSL and API setting and diagnostics part. Main part is
Yeah,
that.
but okay, but anyway, I need to check because schedule auto scaling is
You
there.
create
Then
your own app. You
I will
create your
create
own app.
one app and I
You,
will check the schedule auto scaling. Okay, any
sure,
doubt
sure,
I'll okay.
sure. Okay.
Sure, sure. And the auto scaling operational system metrics. System metrics means
Say under same menu, and actually main requirement is that is scale out and that is scale option. That is
scale out and
actually in
scale up.
part. That is the main part.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, no
that I
problem. What I will do is these three things I will check it out, and if any doubt, I'll let you know.
okay, sure,
Okay, okay.
sure, sure.
So
Okay.
so that next we will see in the next session, correct? Okay.
Next session. Next session.
Okay. And
Okay.
what about the missing part from the first module, IS solution? That we will also see
Sorry.
next chapter.
IaaS
There are some
solution means IaaS means infrastructure as a service. That means infrastructure as a service. That means your VM. No, that is I have already deployed in. We have already deployed in Windows and Linux VM. IaaS and VM particular network NSGs. That is this portion only IaaS, infrastructure as a service. And this module related to completely PaaS model.
Oh, no, but you said last time that we will cover in while Kubernetes, no? Last time when I asked.
No, IaaS is not a Kubernetes. That is completely alone. You have to understand first what is IaaS, what is PaaS and SaaS. You have to understand
No,
first.
no. Yes, 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 that I got it. I pinged you. Just check it out.
Yeah.
I asked you last time that we covered only last part, that provisioning of virtual machines, that is Windows and Linux. But what about the other
So
4 points? Configuring,
implement that
validate,
means
deploy ARM
template.
templates. We didn't see. You said last time that
You
okay, we
see,
will see in the next session.
a mixed code. This is publish a image to Azure container registry, and this will see in Kubernetes part in ASR.
That's what that is what I'm asking. You said Kubernetes also we will cover this, right?
Actually, these container portion, images solution, all are ARM templates included in particular Kubernetes.
Yeah, that is what I was asking only. So
this is
we will cover
completely
in that
Kubernetes.
topic, right? I'm asking.
No. And implement IaaS solution, provision IaaS solution under VM, virtual machines. This is completely IaaS solution for provisioning virtual machines. IaaS solution actually heading or under it, a provisional virtual machine configured, deployed, ARM templates.
Virtual machine is there, and we covered only the virtual machine provisioning, which is Linux and Windows both.
Yes.
Yeah. Now,
And in ARM templates,
those things we will see in the Kubernetes section, correct?
Kubernetes and container section. And in ARM templates, basically you asked me last class, that is how to deploy or automate one virtual machine. So in ARM templates, as your resource manager, you have to deploy ARM templates to deploy a virtual machine or any other related to that particular resources, ARM templates, as your ARM templates. See this ARM.
Correct. So that one we will see in the Kubernetes section, correct?
Kubernetes section or in other section also. That is the next class.
You prioritize. I'm just coordinating in to be there in the same page with both of us. So that's why I'm just pinged you just to understand the sequencing content. Got it, right? Okay.
Got it.
No problem. So next session we will cover whatever the session. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.